Yeah, so question 20 from the reading, which metal ion does not have pseudo-noble gas configuration? And so this is kind of tricky because two of the atoms they give you don't follow the normal rules for electron configuration. So silver and copper are some of the elements that are an exception. So the actual configuration of silver is, right, silver is way down here. The configuration of silver is krypton 5s1 4d10. Just like the configuration of copper, copper is argon 4s1 3d10. So when silver loses an electron or copper loses an electron, it's going to drop down to krypton 4d10 for silver plus 1. And for copper plus 1, it drops it down to argon 3d10. So that becomes copper plus 1. We can look at gallium too, so as well. Gallium is over here. Gallium would be argon 4s2 3d10 3p, sorry, 4p1. So gallium 3 plus, we're going to lose 3 electrons. So we're going to lose our numerically highest occupied orbital first. So we're going to lose 4p. Then we're going to lose 4s. So gallium 3 plus becomes argon 3d10. That's gallium 3 plus. Lead, right? Lead 4 plus. Lead is way out here. So lead is xenon. That takes us out to 6s2, 4f14, and then 5d10 takes us to there, and then 6p2 takes us out to lead. So to form lead 4 plus, again, we're going to lose our electrons from the numerically highest occupied orbital. So we're going to lose our 6p electrons and our 6s electrons. So lead 4 plus is simply just going to be xenon 4f14, 5d10. We lose those 4 outer electrons. So a pseudo-noble gas configuration is essentially when we have that full D shell, we consider that part of the core electrons. So silver plus 1, copper plus 1, gallium plus 3, lead plus 3, or sorry, lead plus 4, all of those are a pseudo-noble gas configuration because once they lose their valence electrons, everything they have left is essentially a full orbital, right? They've got a full d orbital or full f and d orbital. If we do the same thing for nickel, right? Nickel is argon 4s2 3d8. So nickel 2 plus goes to argon 3d8. So that is not a pseudo-noble gas configuration because I don't have a full d orbital. So the one that does not have pseudo-noble gas configuration is nickel 2 plus. Everything else does because once we lose our valence electrons, what we have left is a full d orbital or full f and d orbital in the case of lead. And when those orbitals are full, we think of them as core electrons, right? So everything that's left is basically full. So that's why we call it a pseudo-noble gas because, yeah, those d electrons aren't in that noble gas configuration, but once we fill those orbitals, we think of them as part of the core electrons.